Today, you're gonna hear my kids, they're gonna be loud, but today I just wanted to start out by making some chicken empanadas. Yay! So, I know you guys know that I'm doing the whole baking from scratch competition, and I'm not gonna be baking in this video, I'm mainly gonna be cooking, but I get a lot of requests on how to make empanadas. So I'm gonna make some and show you guys how to make them. Currently I am putting everything in my food processor. It's my daughter. I'm putting everything in my food processor to make some sofrito, which will be the base for my cooking. I haven't made some in a while, so I need to make some right now. So I've got bell peppers, green bell peppers. I'm gonna put in an onion in for my sofrito, and I like to use Spanish onions or yellow onions. If you want a stronger onion flavor in your sofrito, I guess you could try and use red onion. I personally have not tried it, so I wouldn't know. And I'm just putting, since it's going in the food processor, I'm just doing like large hunks, whatever. I also like to save my peels because I do make my own vegetable broth, so I'll be saving those. So I got my bell pepper, I got onion, I've got sweet pepper. These are really large sweet peppers, aren't they? I got some sweet peppers I'm going to be using, and I just like to pull everything out, all the seeds out. I'll be just ripping it and throwing it in. Sometimes I like to do the little baby ones, but I don't know. I just feel like it's easier than cutting and devining all of those to just do the bigger ones. So I've got a red sweet pepper, a yellow sweet pepper. I got some tomatoes from our garden. So I'll throw some tomatoes in. I almost forgot my garlic. I put some garlic in. I like mine really garlicky. I don't know, maybe you guys won't, but my house, as for me and my house, we will eat the garlic. Sorry, if you don't like corny jokes, don't watch this. So I like to put in a few cloves of garlic, almost a whole head. Don't come for me if you don't. I like to crush it to make it easier to peel. Some people like to shake it. Maybe I'm just not smart enough. Or doing it wrong. I don't know how to shake it to get the peels off. There was something else that I tried, and it's like super easy. Oh, the eggs, shaking eggs in a container. I don't know, maybe I don't do a big enough container or what, but I always make a mess with that. And the baking soda for eggs, like boiling eggs with baking soda in the water, that doesn't work for me either. I don't know. Again, maybe it's user error. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm over here trying to show you guys how to do stuff in the kitchen, like how to cook stuff in the kitchen, and I'm admitting that I don't know what I'm doing. Real smart, I know. So, I'm making my sofrito now. Almost done. I'm going to also add like just a pinch of salt to really tie everything in together. I might add another bell pepper in as well. I just go... oh, and I forgot my main ingredient. I forgot to tell you guys my main ingredient for my sofrito is the culantro. If you guys aren't in Florida, or maybe even Jersey and New York, it's easier too. You guys might have a better time culantro. It smells like really strong cilantro, but it's like larger leaves. Anyways, I found mine. I'm in Missouri currently, and I found it in the Asian markets. That's where I can find it easiest for me. And you guys would probably have best luck there unless you're somewhere with a large, like, Caribbean population. Anyways, so I got a couple handfuls of culantro, peppers, onions, garlic. I'm trying to think if I forgot to tell you anything. I'm going to do a couple of pinches of salt. And some olive oil, and I'm just gonna food process this baby up for my sofrito. So what I'm doing now is I'm cooking chicken breast in with some oil, the sofrito that we just made, tomato paste, some more onions and peppers, garlic, green olives, a bay leaf, you know, for that extra pizzazz. Some of my chicken broth that I make whenever I make chicken. I'm also going to be adding in some sazon and some sazonador and some adobo. I've already cooked this chicken with, you know, salt, pepper, garlic, adobo, sazonador, sazon, like everything. So this was actually just leftover chicken. Well, by leftover I mean I bought a bunch of chicken and I needed to cook it up. So yeah, I've got the chicken breasts, I've got all the seasonings, and I'm basically just cooking it up to make sure it's all like really seasoned well. And then from here, I like to let it cool down because I don't like closing up my empanadas while it's too hot. So I'm cooking all this up, and while it cools, after I get it all nice and mixed up, while it cools, we'll make the dough for the empanadas. Okay? Yeah. And usually, I will say, I usually do either beef or ground beef, or not ground beef, beef, turkey, corned beef, something along those lines, like a crumble. But I'm actually making these for someone I love who loves the chicken. And if you want, you can also do, if you want to make it vegan, you can do beans, potatoes, jackfruit, which I've done before as well, lentils, like literally anything. I've done them so many different ways. Eggs, whatever. Obviously, eggs aren't the vegan ones. But yeah, it's really versatile. And for the most part, like no matter, I mean, unless it's like a breakfast or a dessert empanada, no matter the protein, I usually do the same like base, you know, oil, tomato paste, same seasonings, sofrito and everything. So yeah, let's get started on making the dough. Alrighty, so now we're making the dough in my food processor because I'm lazy and I don't feel like mixing this. I've got 3 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. I'm going to do a pinch of salt. I like to add extra flavor to mine, so I like putting some, like a sprinkle of sazon into the flour. We're going to do a 1/4 cup of shortening and 1 cup of warm water. Okay, so I've got my dough all mixed up into a ball, kneaded up into a big ball. I'm going to be cutting it up or dividing it up and rolling out the discos. for the empanadas now. So first, on a clean counter, we're going to flour it and plop this bad boy out. I got some flour stuck in my kneading attachment, I don't know. So I'm just gonna make sure that it's all nice and put together. Make sure that the flour in the dough is fully hydrated, because if you don't, it can be kind of nasty. Dry dough, gross. And make sure the gluten in there is nice and activated and chewy. Because I don't know, there's just something to me about like a flaky crust, but like when you bite it, it's chewy. It's good. So this is what like mine looks like. Some people don't like to put like the seasonings, the sazon, or they'll put like something else in. This is just what I do, and I've been making my own dough so for probably about 8 years, because when I was in the military I had a hard time finding pre-made discos, and so I learned how to make them myself. And here's my dough. It's got like a nice yellowish color. I like to press it, and when you see it like kind of spring back, that's a good sign. So I'm gonna let it rest for a few minutes, for about 15 minutes, and then we'll cut it up. I think out of this one, I could probably get a solid 15 empanadas, and we'll cut them up, roll them out into little circles. My best I can do. I don't get perfect circles. Fill them with the chicken and fry them up. Okay, so we've got our ball. She's a thick girl. We're gonna divide it up. So first I'm gonna do like in half. Let me get my rag so I can cover it up. So got in half, and half again. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep dividing it up. So this is quarters, way too much. Eighths, right? No, 16ths, right? He's still look big. 4, no, that's eighths. Okay, that makes sense. Eighths. Now 16ths. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the ones I'm not working with in a bowl. Half again. Yeah. 16ths. And I just like doing it this way, like, because for me it feels easier to just know right off the bat how much I'm gonna need. Like, not how much I'm gonna need, how much I'm doing. Yeah. Oh, there's my dog losing his mind. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 8. That looks like way more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Looks like we'll be having more than I anticipated. these are way more than I had anticipated. Alright, I'm gonna delete this. Okay, so I took the dough, I cut it up into little sections, and now I'm gonna roll them out into discs. Alright, so got a ball of dough. I'm going to roll it out, make sure the counter is nice and floured so it doesn't stick. And we're gonna roll it out. Try and make it as circular as that part got a little ugly. Yeah, this is not going to be a good circle. I'm not good at making the circles, but my thought process is as long as I can fold it in half and make a little like half moon, we good. Because I hope people don't care as to whether they're like perfect circles or half circles. Because if that's what you're here for, don't come to me. So I've got it rolled out pretty thin, and what we're gonna do, I have my chicken and stuff right here. I'm gonna put some chicken in the middle. When I was little, growing up, my mom and her sisters, my aunts, my titis, they would be in the kitchen and they would make empanadas before parties. And I always wanted to be with them. Anything the adults were doing, I wanted to be a part of. And my job would be to help fill the empanadas and seal them. So I was given 2 forks, or a fork and a spoon. I'm sorry, my dog. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, if it's not closed with a fork and it's done the little like the turns and the crimps in it, or not crimps, I don't know how to describe it, like almost look braided, it doesn't taste the same to me. I don't know why, it's not for me. So here is what one looks like when it's uncooked. I'm going to set them to the side, and I'm just going to keep going. I would have my children helping me, but when they crimp it, we still got to work on it, because them trying to seal with the fork, they act like they're actually going to cut into it to eat it, and they will just destroy the dough. And I work hard to try and get this done properly. They also like to try and help roll it out, and God, I love them. I love my children. Speak of the devil. Okay, so now I've got my pan with oil. Yeah, I just like to sprinkle in some flour, see how it reacts. See, it's starting to react, and so we should be good to go. We should be good to go. I've got my empanadas. I got some of them here that are already filled with the chicken and crimped, and we're just gonna pop them in. I think I do like, we'll say about 2 minutes each side. And make sure that the oil is hot, because if it's not, you'll have really nasty, oily, greasy empanadas, and nobody likes that. So I'll put like 3 in the oil. do 2 minutes to 3 minutes each side, and I will show you what they look like when they're all done. So I'm frying up some. I've got some cooling. I will show you what they open up like. Try and describe how they taste. I don't know. I'm hoping that, guys, if you're watching this, you already know what empanadas taste like and you're just trying to learn how to make your own. But yeah, so I'm almost done with my first mini batch. I have enough to make like 30 empanadas, but you guys don't want to watch a video of me making 35 empanadas. You guys, look how beautiful they are. Flaky, beautiful, bubbly, toasty. Oh my god, I can't wait. Okay, so we're gonna do a taste test. I grabbed a small one. I also have my homemade hot sauce, my pique, Puerto Rican style. And let's try it out. Let's see. Yes, nice and flaky, crispy. The dough is perfect. It's not bland, it's very flavorful. And it's crispy, but it's also like chewy on the inside. Okay. So we're gonna put some hot sauce in. My pique. Oops, too much. Uh-oh. This is so good. Guys, I really hope that you'll try and make these. In my opinion, it's so much better when you make it like all from scratch. Some people can find these clothes in the stores, in the freezer section. I always had a hard time when I wasn't in Florida. So please try this out. Let me know if you try my recipe. I love it so much. Enjoy. Buen Provecho. Okay, so I have finished blending up my sofrito, and this is what it looks like.